10 o'clock news on Fox Carolina.
This little dog getting a second chance at life tonight. His name's Batman, rescued from a culvert early this morning by the Anderson County Animal Control Division. But when his family took him to the vet afterwards, they quickly learned that would be just the beginning of his uphill battle. Luckily, Batman won over the hearts of a lot of people and is now getting the help he needs free of charge.
Fox Carolina's Kayla Convoy was able to meet Batman today. She's live from Anderson County Paw. So Kayla, what else did the vets find?
Well, animal control officers say he was a sweet dog, but he just seemed exhausted, and his owners say he was perfectly fine yesterday, so nobody was expecting anything out of the ordinary until they decided to test him for parvo. Turns out it was positive with just a matter of minutes.
Batman's had quite the day. Early this morning, he was trapped in a drain, eventually pulled out covered in mud.
There was approximately about 6 inches of water inside the culvert, so he was just wet, tired, and muddy.
Sergeant Mark Davis and his team say they got a call from the dog's owners that he had been stuck for about 10 minutes. Once they got there, they were able to get him out in just about 5.
First thing we did as soon as we got him up is placed him in a blanket and put him in the owner's vehicle so the owner could be en route to the hospital with him.
And once there, it became obvious something else was wrong. Batman seemed too tired for a 9-month-old puppy, and sure enough, he was diagnosed with parvo.
Parvo causes dogs to sort of slough the lining of their intestines, and so they get really dehydrated and they can get secondary infections.
Usually at that point, the dog would be euthanized, but Dr. Kim Sanders with Paws says she wanted to help.
What you see? Have you had a rough day?
She knew, just based on his name, Batman still had some fight left in him.
He came in and he was already scared. He'd had a really rough day. He'd been around, pulled out by animal control and then off to another clinic. And so, yeah, he was just terrified, poor little guy. So he's quite the fighter.
Hours later, and he's hooked up to an IV, still too tired to even move. And this is just the beginning.
Now we're just doing fluid therapy, antibiotics, anti-nausea medications. It's just really supportive care. There is no actual cure.
But he has a team behind him, from deputies to his new caretakers. Everyone's determined to save Batman, to make sure he gets back home happy and healthy.
I was only with him for a couple minutes, but like I said, he's a calm dog, healthy looking visually. I believe a nice dog, a good family. So I wish him the best.
Animal Control says this isn't the first time they've had something like this happen. They often do rescues and then later find out there are problems with the pet's health. They said they are just glad that they were there at the exact moment they were today, saying if this had happened a couple of days from now, Batman might not be alive. Cody, Diana.
So Kayla, any idea when Batman might be able to get home?
Well, the vet does tell us that dogs typically turn around within 3 to 4 days. So right now their main goal is to just get him back to eating so he can regain his health and his energy so he can go back to playing with his family here in Anderson County. Reporting live, Kayla Convoy, Fox Carolina, the 10 o'clock news.